Hey guys, this is the XRP Cowboy. Hey, this is Billy. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and why the bull run may not have even started yet from a fib projection. We're going to talk about a catalyst. We're going to talk about Donald Trump and why he's going to destroy Bitcoin or save it. American companies. We got some crazy shit going on. Also, I'm selling t-shirts. I'd love for just one person to buy one. I'm trying to get monetized, so please like, subscribe, and let's go. Sitting here wasted and wounded at this old piano, trying hard to capture the moment. This morning I don't know. There's a bottle of vodka still lodged in my head. Some blonde gave me nightmares. I think that she's still in my bed. As I dream about movies, they won't write of me when I'm dead. I wanna lay you down on a bed of roses. For tonight I sleep on a bed of nails. I wanna be just as close as the Holy Ghost is. Lay you down on a bed of roses. You guys, we got some things going on, and I reckon we need to do something about it. You know? Hey guys, this is the XRP Cowboy. We're going to talk about positioning. We're going to talk about some things, but let's get into it. You know, right now we're on the verge of a bull run. You know, many chart analysts and YouTubers like myself that have been in this space since, I don't know, since 2017 or before, they seem to have this perspective on Bitcoin the last bull run that it should have hit 100K. Well, it should have. You know, I mean, we talk a lot about XRP and how it's correcting. You know, I mean, we're getting to where we should have been because we've been held back. Well, if that's the case, we got to go to like above $10. And we can tell you how that happens, and we will. But as far as Bitcoin is, you know, the last bull run multiplier wasn't high enough. That's what a TNA guy will say. Based on past performance. You got to remember, we had a lot of shit happen that held it back. We had like the Sam Bankman-Fried shit. We had, what was that other one? Luna. We had so much that hit us and brought us down. But the biggest thing was the fucking regulations, the regulators, the Gary Genslers. They put uncertainty in the market the whole fucking time. This is a problem. It stifled growth, just like Jamie Dimon did back when it hit 20K. While he was buying, he was saying, fire people that would buy Bitcoin. What a fucking... Why isn't this shit illegal? You know? Can't make this shit up. So, this is my perspective. You know, based on Fibonacci's, the golden spiral, golden ratio, whatever you want, Bitcoin should have ran between, I'm doing this in my head and I'm a little fucked up. I'm a little drunk. This is how I feel. Tired and I am cold. Lying naked on the floor. No, but seriously, I am a little fucked up. I mean, seriously, I'm drinking whale's blood. Ling 2 canceled the wine every year. I used to make videos on it because of regulative things, which makes me think IPO, because the market's right. Uphold, IPO. They were going to IPO like 2 years ago, but the market conditions. Ripple, IPO. And I don't care what anyone says, this still helps our coins. All of them do. All of them do. When water flows into the harbor, flows, all ships rise. My dreamers, buy a fucking t-shirt. Buy a t-shirt. Because we don't have roadie. We don't have fucking roadie ones yet. What the hell, Joel? What the hell? Joel. Get her done, girl. So let's get into this. Everything's correcting. I mean, Bitcoin should have played between the last bull run, minimum 80K to 130K. But it was rejected near that 80K point. It has to go above and then bounce off, like we were talking about with XRP at $1.30. You can't make this shit up, guys. These numbers don't lie. So now we see that we broke through the 80K, which is great. It implies $130. But here's the beautiful thing. That little step, we had $105,000. I'm sorry, I don't edit. It's all real. So deal with the mistakes. Where's my fucking wine? Where's my whale split? Well, I'm going to have to cut this real short. But sorry about the focus. I don't know why that's happening. I think it's this thing in the way. Let's do this. There's a store, but don't point. Walk inside, case the joint. One man behind the counter, another in the back. Go out to the car and load the gas. Grab the ski mask, here's the task. Going broke, come out with cash. I feel like we're just getting back to where we should have been. And the thing is 80 and 50 is 130, and then you take that 130 and add 80 to it, you've got 210. So if we can get above that 130, and I think we're going to do it before the end of the year for sure. We've been consolidating, and it's been a short time, but in these types of markets, it's a fucking year. A month is a year. So I think if we can get above 130 and bounce off of it, we have 210 reasonably quick. And that should happen because 130 is bouncing off is when the bull run starts, because we are just price correcting to where we should have been. And multiple things in the space. Now we can say some things have been running. We're not talking about some FOMO meme coins or, just new shit. That always happens. It's volatile. It can crash. You can do all those things. But the things that matter, that imply a bull run, are Bitcoin and then Ethereum for the alts. Usually accompanied by a good stock market. So I think things start running after between the 13th and the 16th in that window, based on what the charts are showing me in the past. And you know what? The beautiful thing is if Bitcoin breaks through that 210 and bounces off of it, that's insane. We have almost a 400K Bitcoin coming. And we have a whole year of this bull market ahead of us. That's why I'm saying the bull market starts now. I think my first video I talked about how these prices were going to go crazy and it was going to happen sooner, but I said it probably should really happen in 2025. If you look back, I should have trusted logic, but I was emotionally speaking. But I got it half right. I did see that in the charts, It wasn't my first video, but it was one of the few first ones I made that had any views. So I think we're all just price correcting, just like XRP is. And XRP's chart is screaming right now, $6, $7. I see people saying $5, and from a Fibonacci perspective, that makes total sense. You know, you go from the $1.30 to the 210. You go from the 210, and then you add the $1.30. I mean, you're at 340, and then you go to from 340, you add the 210. You got 550. That's where that $5 number is coming from. It's the golden ratio, and this is an estimate. I mean, not to the penny. It could be off by 5-10%. And traders like to trade below that level so they don't miss out on it. You know, maybe 5 to 10%. So whatever. We've got a 5 plus XRP coming, but the next level is what's important. You know? This is how it happens. It's no different with when you add a zero. It may accumulate and add up from the low point to be a fluctuation in that, but my point is you get what I'm saying. Just fucking keep it simple, stupid. We don't need fucking all the noise. You guys have swag on my page. Buy a fucking XRP cowboy t-shirt. I'm just a sales guy, really. I mean, that I'm an investor and a sales guy. That's what I do for a living. I sell fucking wholesale furniture and I rock out hair. I split fucking wigs. I'm the hair scorpion at work, just so you know. They don't know who the cowboy is. I wrote some things down. I talked about most of them. The Trump tax. The Trump tax. This is very interesting. You know, so people are saying Bitcoin is going to go away because Trump is going to give tax-free crypto to any American company. But I beg to differ. Because I believe Bitcoin is an American company because of David Schwartz. He worked at the NSA, and the first Bitcoin address was at the NSA. You know, and all the other developers, well, I don't know if all of them were, but there were others that were US, and the first Bitcoin address was at the NSA, and he's pumping Bitcoin. So no, you know, I don't think there's another side. Maybe Trump doesn't give a fuck. He won't bend the knee for money, and that's why both sides hate him. You know, he's going after the deep state, the Black Rocks. So maybe this is Trump's revenge. So maybe I'm wrong about that. But because he's talked about Bitcoin, I don't think I am. However, he's still going after the man. And he's kind of Kennedy-like. You know, he was hated by both sides. And it was because he wouldn't bend the fucking knee. When the NSA talked him into running for president, he didn't want to. But they said we need to go after the fucking whales that don't want to see us fucking swim or win. He was going after the fucking man, the person that puts the chains around our throats, and they have everything they want, but they want everything we need, and they want to take it from us every fucking day. BlackRock, you will own nothing and like it. We inherit a debt the day we were fucking born, and until that debt is paid back, we're never truly free of the man. And that's why when your crypto rockets, they're gonna fucking do something to take it down. And let's get into that price action and explosive and blow off top. You know, I've gone on record saying the 4-year bull cycle is over. We're not going to see these 80-90% corrections because they were due to regulative uncertainty, not a Bitcoin happening. You know, people say it's 4-year cycle because of the happening, and they pair it with the 4-year cycle of dumping. They say it goes up because of the happening, but it also dumps. They're one. They're Siamese twins with different eye color. The truth is the 4-year cycle happens during election years, and regulatory uncertainty big money will pull out, and they're the ones that push the fucking numbers. and then they'll start buying back because things aren't so bad. If they're a little bad like this last 4 years, they won't buy back as much. It's very clear, the narrative. Trump was against it, but he wasn't trying to hurt it either. And he was at some crypto events. So, I mean, we will see, though, a pullback. Any blow off top pulls back. So what you're going to have happen is this. I've been in this space since early 17. I always say mid 17, but it was like April. So it was early. I bought Bitcoin below $3,000. Fucking legend. And I wanted to buy it at 1,000, but my cousin was, like everybody was against it. He said you're going to get your ass ripped out in social media. He's an economics professor. He's a brilliant man. He's made a lot of money. So I listened to him, but then that's when independent thought kicked in. I said, I can't fucking hear you, motherfucker. I can't hear you. Because I'm listening to voices in my head and they're fucking loud. Just like you. We didn't find XRP, it found us. We were blessed. It's God's coin. So, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, to the people that are new, like the last 3 years, this is advice. Pick your targets now and keep 20%. Whatever that number is. I don't care how much you fucking have, if it's a little bit or a lot. That 20% could make you much more money, but if you pick your targets along the way to dilute or liquidate your holdings, you will be happy eventually. Because what you're going to do is you're going to fuck up and you're going to do it wrong and you're not going to sell. You're going to change those targets and get rid of those sell prices. And you're going to end up buying because it's going up. And then what's going to happen is it's going to rocket up like 500%. And you're going to buy 500% up exactly, because that's what happens to retail. And then even though you bought much lower, you accumulate so much more because maybe you got a raise. Good things tend to happen and money comes in, or you find ways to buy crypto when it's rocketing because you think you're going to keep going up, and then it's going to correct. And this time it might only be 40% because of the blowout top. I think we got a lot of room to run up, but the problem is people are going to buy it when it starts shooting up like a fucking rocket, 4, 5, 10,000%, and then it's going to crash 40, 50%, and they're going to be broke and feel like they lost everything they had because they didn't buy when we said to at 50 cents, below 50 cents. And they had so much money, it's going to feel like they lost it. But if they would have just bought when we did, when the price stabilized of any coin, they'd still be up 3x. Like, I remember when Bitcoin crashed the last cycle from 66 or 68,000 or whatever it was, 79 to 20K, and people were like fucking dying. 20K was an awesome fucking price back on the turn of 17, 18 when I sold all my Bitcoin. And I was so happy. It's when you buy. It's how you buy. So don't go crazy when it's, look for things that are undervalued. Like there's this dirty little fucking secret right now. And if you want to know what it is, stay tuned. And it's a coin that the whales are buying slowly because it's awesome. Drinking some whale's blood. We're going to get into the dirty little secret that big players are buying and they own and they're not talking about it. Raoul Pal. But that's a different situation. Let's talk about this. Get away from me. Get away from me. This isn't gonna be easy, but I don't need you, believe me. Yeah, you got a piece of me, but it's just a little piece of me. I don't need anyone these days. It seems like I'm fading away. Like sometimes when I hear myself on the radio. Have you seen me lately? Have you seen me lately? Have you seen me lately? I went on the radio, starting to change. Somewhere out in America, it's raining. Could you tell me one thing you remember about me? You remember about me, yeah. I remember me. All the little things that made up a memory. She loved to watch me sleep. And she said, it's the breathing. It's the breathing in and out and out. Have you seen me lately? Have you seen me lately? Have you seen me lately? You guys, if you want beautiful, beautiful pictures, you guys, when we talk about the whales that don't want to see us swim, they don't want to see us win, we're not fucking around here. Greatest advice Raoul Pal ever gave before he sold out was, when your account's at an all-time high, sell some shit. You know, and I sold a little shit, but I put in some other shit, so that'll either work out well for me or it's just keeping my shit. We shall see. But not this time, Satan. Not this time. You guys trust us when we say take profits. If you've been in this space a few years, you will regret it. I've been punished 2.5 times. Not this time, Satan. When I say Satan, who am I talking about? The fucking whales that don't give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. Don't you understand? They don't care, because when they fuck you, they make money. And they call the shots, and they call the minute it's gonna fucking happen. You think Bitcoin can drop 40K in a second without a coordination? And it was clear the exchanges. They see the order books. I mean, you guys, right now they're trying to figure out how to fuck us. I promise you that. So take profits, trust me. If it keeps going up, like if I sold 20% of my holdings today, and it kept it at 1,000x, I'd be mad I sold them. But you know what? I would be fine. The amount of money that I would have lost would be significant independently, but it wouldn't be as a whole with what the 80% went up. So, and I'd be in the same financial position, really. Nothing would change from, even if it was 20% lower in my financial position, but I'm talking about lifestyle position. I'd be able to, it isn't going to be impacting if you take 20%. Then take another 20. That's not either, because you took it higher and then you got the rest running. We're with house money now, Trust me. I just hope I can follow this advice myself, because it's difficult. You can't smoke fucking 100 cigarettes a day and then say you're going to cut it to 50, okay? It's just not attractive. Until it all crashes. Because you're going to buy all the way up. If you've been in this space for 3 years, you will. And you shouldn't. You should have already positioned yourself, really. But I don't care if you put a couple percentage of your, points of your holdings, on the way up. But hit your solid targets, and once you hit the first one, stop buying, please. Oh my God. Be realistic with them. It's not 589, I'll tell you that. But I'm not saying it can't happen. But I'm going to say you're going to get fucked in the fucking ass before that happens. And you might be in a position where you have to sell your coins because you can't wait it out. And then lose it all. And that same position would have been prevented if you would have sold. There's always a fucking devil lurking around the corner. So let's talk about the dirty little secret. You know there's a ton of whales that own XRP and they got their flair. But what's weird is the media isn't pumping it. And why wouldn't they? Because they'd want to make money on their money and it'd be a fraction to pay off Raoul Pauls and everyone to push flair. And I'm sure he has it. Then I realized, they could pump it all they want. But once again, if we have a blow off top, they won't, by the time they get all their drops, it will happen too soon. But more importantly, they're accumulating right now, and they don't want the price to go up, because if they weren't, they'd be pumping it. I mean, what other crypto is top 10 worthy the way Flare is? And it's like not talked about, except for in our community, lightly. The light above your face, it's incredible. Please forgive me, you're making me want it so bad. You're making me want it so bad. I smell a sweet fragrance about you, and I know that you want it too. So if I reach back and lay it to you, you're making me want it so bad. You're making me want it so bad. You guys, it's Flare. They are accumulating so quietly, even though they have so many. This is going to be the greatest opportunity any retail investor has ever had that's new in the space or old. I mean, just it being, you could be the shittiest thing out there, like a dog coin, and in a bull run launch. And your first bull run is usually, to date, I'm not saying in the future, but to right now, is your greatest percentage growth in the shortest amount of time. And they are right here in the first bull run. They're connected to something beautiful that God took his time with XRP, as well as Ripple. I mean, they're actually technically more from a business side connected to Ripple, but from a use case, XRP. An applied use case that commingles and intertwines with one another. Wrapped. But to be clear, when something's on the XRP ledger, like let's say Bitcoin is wrapped in XRP, or it's really the other way around. It's XRP's wrapped by that, because to be wrapped would be exterior. The moving thing would be what is wrapped, and it's XRP moving on the ledger. Just saying. Ripple, they're pushing for ETH clarity, which is weird. I think it puts doubt in people's minds, but if this was the bull run starting, ETH would have been with it, okay? And ETH has been going sideways, moving up, we'd be we'd be at 20, 15K, 20K maybe right now, based on the past, if this was a bull run. It's starting right now because ETH, cheers. Stay thirsty, my friends. ETH always leads the way. So I think all this shit is just price correcting or crazy, dumb speculation hype. So there it is. You buy now, you could double your bag, and that alone is, if the price doesn't change at all, you will have twice as much money in less than 12 months. If it doubles, you'll have double the twice as much. It's insane. Well, you'll actually have so much more. But they're gonna keep it quiet. My dreamers, my roadies, love, like, subscribe, and buy some swag.